What's up guys, it's Fahad. I know it's been about 3 months since my last video. I've just been super busy and lazy just with recording and stuff like that, but I figured I'd finally get back onto it, especially today because it's a really special day. So it's July 27, 2015. So today marks exactly 1 year to the day that I landed in Japan and started my life here. And it's been a really fun, adventurous time. A lot of stuff has happened. I've had a lot of cool experiences. I made some notes here, so I'm just going to kind of reference them. I did a lot of stuff. I mean, I traveled all around, of course, the city of Kyoto, but pretty much I also got to go a lot all over Japan. Like I've been to, let's see here, I visited Nagoya, Tokyo, and Osaka many times. I've been to Kobe, Himeji, Nagasaki, Kumamoto, Fukuoka, Hokkaido for the snow festival in the city of Sapporo. Dude, I climbed Mount Fuji just like a few weeks ago. Just 1 year has been really eventful, and it goes back to my last video, the 6-month one where I talked about just getting out there and doing stuff. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know, my New Year's resolution was just to better myself as a person and have new experiences, and that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff coming here. My perspective has changed, I'd say, on Japan and the people itself, because, like, I mean, to be honest, you don't really know much about a country or a place until you've lived there for a while. You know, of course, you can have friends and stuff from that race, but unless you're immersed in the environment, then you don't know what the group of people and the culture is like as a whole. And as time goes on, you really do notice. So, you know, that's one thing I've really picked up. So, which has been interesting, like from I guess an anthropology perspective. Not to say there's any good or bad. It's just things that you notice about the people. I mean, living in a society where, like, you know, over 98% of the people are one race, and then sticking out like the way I do, it can definitely be interesting, like just seeing stuff happen. But no complaints. It's been really fun, and the people are still super nice. I've made a ton of friends. We do a lot of cool stuff together. I mean, just day before yesterday, I climbed my second mountain since I've been here, this mountain called Daimonji in Kyoto. It's been, you know, I've been doing a lot of outdoorsy stuff where in San Antonio, Texas, it's not really much opportunity to do stuff other than like hiking. I mean, that's just me, right? I mean, there's sports and stuff, but you know what I mean, like natural stuff. There's no hiking trails that are good or whatever. So I've had, that's something I feel like is a new kind of hobby for me that I've developed since I've been here. Okay, as far as Japanese language goes, for those of you that are interested in Japanese language itself, now I was pretty fluent when I came here initially, so just to give you guys a little perspective as to where I was standing when I got here. But I mean, to say that I improved since I've been living here is like crazy understatement. First of all, like, I learned Japanese, especially conversation, through speaking with friends, and of course, some of y'all know, some of y'all may not know that Japanese has like layers or like levels of language, right? So it's got like the normal, you know, casual form, which is what you and I typically used talking with friends. There's like the polite form, and there's like the business high level, you know, level of Japanese. And the top two, I guess the second level, the polite form, I was so at. Because whenever I spoke to people that were older than me that were Japanese, like, I try to use it, but I still really mixed it up. Like, words, casual, like, usage would come out, like, without me even realizing it. And forget about, like, business level. I had no opportunity to use it or even listen to it. But coming here, every morning there's, like, a morning meeting in the office, and I went from understanding, like, zero of the dialogue to understanding, like, pretty much getting the gist of pretty much everything that's going on. And that's just exposure, asking teachers, like, hey, what does that mean? What does this mean? You know, looking stuff up yourself. Like, it really helps just to hear it, and actually, instead of ignoring it every morning and just kind of zoning out, actually trying to listen and comprehend. So if you're somebody that wants to come to Japan and be on the JET program and actually improve your Japanese, that's a really good way to at least build up your office business level Japanese, is just come and listen. And, you know, ask teachers, hey, like, what does that mean? What did he mean by this, or stuff like that? And you can just keep learning. And so yeah, exposure, that's really gone up. And that's also really helped me, like, my brain kind of figure out when to use which Japanese without messing up. Like I mentioned a little earlier that when I would speak to people when I was living in America that were Japanese and like, you know, older than me or whatever, I would use polite form, but it would I would always just, you know, blurt out casual form without really like realizing it. But now it just kind of, it works really, really well without me even having to think twice about it. So that's really, really good. So Japanese ability has really gone up. One thing I've really learned to do since living here is like what they call this. I mean, I guess you can understand when I say like reading the atmosphere. That's really big in Japan, especially because as a culture, it's very like they don't like being direct. So reading like, you know, the between the lines is really, really important, and that's the skill I feel like I really, really acquired since I've been here. And it's useful because you learn to read body language and you can kind of read people at a better level. Like, and for people that are a little bit more expressive, like Americans, you can really kind of understand and read like, boy, that person's like pissed off, or you know, you can understand stuff like that. And especially because of how subtle it is over here, it really, really helps to learn. I feel like knowing the language itself can really help in understanding that, because when it comes to reading the like between the lines, it's also a lot of word usage, like the way they say things, and just understanding not only the body language but also what the words that they're saying and using. You really can understand like what is actually going on in between like a mysterious Japanese person, and it's tough. Like it's really, really difficult to just understand. Especially coming from a society where we like to be straightforward, you know, like if you got a booger on your face, like I would tell you that, hey, you got some shit on your face, like clean that up, you know, like coming from that kind of society to here where they don't even want to say like, you shouldn't be doing that. They won't say that. They might just be like, well, the way you're doing that is kind of interesting, huh? Like they'll kind of, you know, word it like that, and it's kind of tough sometimes, especially when you're not really like looking for it, to understand what's going on in the beginning. So that was really, really helpful as far as learning that to help assimilate into like the society. Yeah, so a lot of people, most people say like, man, time flies. Like, I remember in orientation, they'll say, man, the first year just goes by like that and you never even realize. And, you know, I feel like that's the case for like life. Like no matter who you are or where you are, time starts flying by, especially when you're like in like a routine, you know? So, but as long as you're, from what I've learned, this is something I've learned, that as long as you're going out there and when you can, getting new experiences, trying to create new memories, then when you look back, like when I look back at what I've done in this past year, it's pretty insane, like the amount of stuff that I've done. Then I kind of feel like, wow, it's 1 year is a long freaking time, you know what I mean? You really, really have to, the more like repetitive your routine is, the faster you'll feel time is going by. So you got to fill those gaps in with just new experiences and adventures is what I've kind of noticed. So I've really been trying to do that. I mean, I forgot to mention, like in between the year that I've been here, I visited Pakistan and I visited America. So like so much stuff has happened. So like when I think back on the last 365 days, like I'm really satisfied with everything that has happened, and I feel like time flies, but at the same time, I also feel like the stuff that's been going on, like it hasn't passed me by. Does that make any sense? I'm still kind of flowing with everything, and I feel like if you just fill in the routine, and you know, a lot of people will just go to work, come home, you know, do nothing, weekends, go out with friends, drink, whatever, done. And then next thing you know, there's like, oh my god, a year goes by so fast. But if you're actually going out there and trying to, you know, do things that you aren't used to, or, you know, just doing like memorable things, like climbing freaking Mount Fuji, like that was one of those things where I just can never forget that. And those kind of experiences really help you feel like, even though time moves fast, I mean, life is short, right? But you still feel like you're keeping up with time, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, that's been my experience so far. Now, I'm not going to just sugarcoat everything. There have been things that are difficult and that I really find annoying. Probably the most annoying thing is that I mentioned before that I'm pretty fluent in Japanese, and for some reason, a lot of teachers will speak to me like Japanese, especially those that don't know English. English teachers, they almost always speak to me in English, and I expect them to do that because, hey, that's your job, you know? But other teachers that like some people don't will just straight up avoid you to make eye contact. I think that's really rude. So like, for example, I'll greet somebody in the morning and they'll kind of just put their head down or ignore me, and that really pisses me off. Like, I'm just that kind of guy. So that's something I feel like, yo, I'm speaking to you, I'm reaching out to you in your tongue, and you don't have the courtesy to, you know, return my greeting. Like, that's not with everybody. There's still just a few teachers that do that, and that really pisses me off. But like, that's one of those things, like, you're still, I never expect myself to be a Japanese person. I'm never gonna fit into this society, because you just can't. I mean, I didn't fit into American society, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was born there and raised there, but people will still ask me where, like, I'm from. And I'm like, yo, I speak better English than you do, you know what I mean? Like, why are you asking me where I'm from? So I don't expect to fit in a society where, like I mentioned before, 98% of the people are Japanese. But if I'm making an effort to learn your culture, and most people, I'd say like most people, like 90% of people are really awesome about it. There's still that small group that kind of just rubs you the wrong way, because they just straight up, they're either so shy or nervous or afraid to be in an English speaking situation that they don't even engage you, and they just straight up pretend you don't exist. Or they're the ones that kind of just don't, you kind of get this vibe from, like, he probably just doesn't even like me. But stuff like that, just little things that piss me off. But then again, I get pissed off pretty easily, I don't know why. So, but yeah, that's been my first year in Japan so far. I am staying here for another year, and let's see how it goes, man. I'm really excited. New jets are coming in. I think a lot of them are, Group A is landing today, so there'll be a Tokyo orientation. It's been an incredible experience. So if you ever want to come here to work, then I definitely suggest, hey, if you have the time, learn some Japanese. Like, it's, if somebody comes to America and they don't speak English, life can be difficult, right? And that's in a diverse culture like America. So if you come to Japan, I mean, it really helps if you can speak Japanese. It'll make life for you a lot easier, I feel like, at least a little bit. You know, you're gonna improve if you have a base, if you come here. So definitely make that effort. But go out there and meet new people. Don't just hang out with a bunch of other foreigners. Not saying you should never hang out with them, but don't just hang out with them. Meet Japanese people and have some great experiences, because you will meet some incredible people with crazy different hobbies and personalities, and these are people that can stick with you for like the rest of your life. So that's one thing I would really suggest, is go out there and meet people and have experiences, because living here, for most people, it's not a full-time, it's not a forever thing. It's like a opportunity. It's like one little piece of your life that you come here for, and don't just let that fly by. Keep up with the time and make sure that every moment that goes by you try to do something with it. So that's been my first year in Japan, guys. I'm gonna really try to keep putting out more video blogs. Some of my friends are coming to visit me in America, or from America, so I'm really excited about that. I'll be recording a lot of that stuff, and hopefully interviewing them and stuff like that, to see like what a foreigner's perspective is that's visiting Japan for the first time. But yeah, keep a lookout for more videos and stuff. Guys, follow me on my social media pages if you have any, to see what I'm doing all the time, because I really update those way more than I do my YouTube videos, which kind of sucks. I shouldn't do that, but yeah, my Instagram, my Facebook page, like, I really keep those updated with pictures and posts, so check those out. Keep a lookout for more videos, like I said, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all next time.